Friends, in this lecture we learned average if. This is just analogous to sum if that we have learned in the last lecture. Average if gives us the, like sum gives us the summation, average gives us the average of the numbers or the criteria that we selected. For example, here we are having a criteria of 2020. That means we have to calculate the sales for the year 2020 and we want the average of those sales, right? So wherever 2020 is there, it will pick up that and give the average of the products. Like there are 4 products, it will give average per product, right? Let us see what it gives. So we will write down average if, bracket open. Now it is again like sum, it is having 3 parameters. First is the range. The range is 2020 here, criteria. So we will select the 2020 whole as our range, comma, then our criteria is 2020. Either we write down 2020 or we'll select the cell G1. We'll select here cell G1, put a comma here, and then we'll select the average range. The average is, these are the average range from where you have to select. We'll have this average range. We'll close the bracket and we see what it do is it will select the criteria, this whole criteria. Out of this criteria, it find out 2020. Make a sum of these values in front of 2020 and take out an average of it. This will give us the average per product, sales of average per product. So that is 227.5. The average sales of per product is 227.5. Similarly, for P1, if we want to have the P1 for different years, we are having different years 20, 21 and 22. For every year, we would like to have the average of average sales of product P1 per year, right? So how we can do it? We'll write it down like this, and average if, we'll have our bracket open, and the first criteria is range. It is here written P1, so we'll select this product one as a range because we have to find out P1. Then in inverted commas we write down P1, inverted commas close, and put a comma after that, and then we'll select the sales because we have to find the average of the sales, bracket close. So it will find out P1 and make the sum of all the P1s and divide it by the number of P1s to calculate the average, and average is 213.3. that means it is 213 is the sales figure per year for the product P1. If we make it P2, right here, if we make it P2, then it will be according to criteria P2. No, it is not, because in our formula we have not written the cell reference. So we'll delete it and we'll give the cell reference. Now it will give P2. If we write it down P1, then it will give it P1. Now second is, it is similar to the first one. It is about the marks. You see, there are some students who had appeared in the first year in marks, and there are certain students who appear in the second year, and the marks is given. We want to find out the average marks of the first year per student and average marks of the second year per student. So let us see how we can do it. What we'll do is we will write down this equal to, and then we'll write our average if, and we'll have a bracket open. Our range is for the first year, so let us have our range as, this is our range, and we'll put a comma, and our criteria is first, the inverted commas will write down first, and close the inverted commas, put a comma here, and after that we'll select the marks as a whole and close the bracket. And the average marks is 78 for the first year. The average is 78 for these marks. Let us calculate this for the first year also. For that, equal to average if, bracket open. Our criteria is this whole column. We'll select this whole column, put a comma here, and then our criteria is second. In the inverted commas we'll write down second, and inverted commas close, and then put a comma, and after that we'll select the marks. What it will do is, in front of second, it will collect all the marks, make a sum of it, and calculate the average according to the number of students. Number of students is 7, so it will calculate it and divide it by 7. So average marks is 75.14 in the second year.